Hello and welcome to all of my beautiful Cancers out there. We are doing a September tarot reading. So if you're a Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, this is your reading again for the month of September. And in case anybody is interested, I will be using the Spirit Song Tarot deck. And I just love the illustrations on this deck, the spirituality, the symbolism. It's all fantastic, and you will see in a moment. So I actually just started recording this video and we had some technical difficulties, so I had to pause it after about 5 minutes. But we already had some cards jump out, so I'll show you those ones. Almost immediately, as soon as I started shuffling, we had the Ten of Pentacles and the Page of Shells, which in this deck is the Page of Cups, and they're represented by the alligator with the Ten of Pentacles and the frog with the Page of Cups. And with those jumping out immediately, it just tells me that you guys are connecting to your own authenticity, your sense of divine inspiration. You are allowing yourself to be open to the energies outside of you that you cannot see, and using those energies to then help you bring financial security, help you bring stability, help you bring a goal into fruition now that will be withstanding for your long-term financial abundance. And again, it's something that connects very deeply to who you are. You're using that you're using your intuition to find that inspiration beyond what you can see once again. And then shortly after we shuffled again and we had the shadow, which in this deck that represents not death, it's the devil. And then we have justice with the crow. So the jackal and the crow. And with the crow popping out, I want to say that it's possible that there could be some deities that are trying to work with you and help guide you along this path, especially with the devil coming out here too. It's very important that as you're on your path, you're being inspired by what's beyond. You're being led towards that sense of stability and abundance and a career opportunity that really aligns with who you are internally. While you're doing that, follow that ambition, follow those footsteps, but make sure you are not allowing yourself to be controlled or deceived by your own vices, essentially. I think there's a really powerful and potent energy here, and I love that the devil came out with justice as well. You have the ability to really take your divine inspiration and make it tangible. You have your ability to truly ignite your path and make it something of your own, but it's important that you don't give in to your own self-destruction in the process, because if you're able to use the sense of justice and clarity and truth and divine inspiration, you will be able to stay connected and stay on the path towards, again, a healthy means of creation and abundance. But the devil only comes out when you can be your own worst enemy. So I think in September, that just might be something to look out for. If you have any unresourceful habits that you give into, whether that's with your sleep habits, eating habits, exercise habits, or even just day to day habits. For example, I've been picking my split ends since I was like 10 years old. It's a horrible habit I have that just takes so much time away from my day when I don't make it conscious. And I think that's the main thing is any of these more self-destructive tendencies, use the month of September to make the unconscious conscious. Make the unconscious conscious. Make the unconscious conscious. Start to consciously recognize when you're giving into these impulses. Because that's what it is. It's more of an impulse than a need. It's more of an impulse than something that, again, it's a need. It's more of an impulse than a need, is what I should say. There's not really any other word for it. And as long as you are keeping those unconscious habits conscious, you will have a clear path forward and there's going to be a divine sense of justice on your side. I really think crows might be a big symbol for you in the month of September. And again, it could be specific deity work or it could just be a means of synchronicity and to know that you are being divinely protected on this path. Or, if you are giving into your habits and it's an unconscious thing, maybe a crow will appear to let you know, hey, don't stray, don't stray. Because I think this 10 of crystals, 10 of pentacles, and sorry, the 10 of pentacles and the page of cups energy together coming out is like, it's very, very potent and it's magical. It truly is magical as long as you keep your physical vessel in good standing. It keeps you open to be a channel of that divine inspiration that will help ignite that path forward. So, yeah, September might be, again, a really, really magical month for you guys. A really magical month. And I think with the devil coming out as well, it's possible that old wounds might get triggered too, and old habits that you may have thought you were done with. It could be that, and maybe that's where the justice comes in. It's they're coming back up to make sure that you did your learn your lesson previously. That you're not just going to sit and keep repeating the same pattern over and over and over and over and over again to no avail. They're reappearing because they're things that there's no room to take them on your path ahead. You don't have space for that as you're moving towards your abundance. So they're coming back up now as like a final test, like, okay, did we learn? Are we moving forward? Are we going to revert? And remember, we always want to move forward. We always want to move forward. And that's why the devil, I think it gets a bad rap in the tarot, especially for beginner tarot readers. It's more about self-empowerment and the ability to reclaim your own power. It's really like a divine test. That's what it is. It's not something to be afraid of. It's just a nudge. It's a nudge in the right direction for you. Oh, I was about to say no cards were falling out at all, but more fives and pentacle, or more shells and pentacles. I'm all over the place with my words right now. But the five of cups and then the page of pentacles here. And with the fox, lots of divine symbolism with these animals. And then with the firefly as well, the fox and the firefly. And there's ammonites or nautilus shells on this one too, if you can see them. Yeah, all over surrounding that firefly. So, five of cups is, it represents what I just mentioned about old wounds resurfacing, so you can ensure that you have learned what you needed to learn, so you can move past those wounds, grow through them, feel anything that's left lingering in your body from what they brought about. And that's going to be the trick. It's when these old wounds are resurfacing with a new face, because it's not going to be the exact same situation as what caused the wounds in the first place, but it'll be something similar that's going to ignite those triggers. It will be up to you not to fall victim to your own pessimism with these triggers. It'll be up to you to be able to acknowledge the trigger, especially if it's like anxiety or depression or something really heavy. Acknowledge it and give it love, thank it, ask it what it's doing here, ask it where it's going, why it's here, what's the lesson here. Feel through it rather than running from it. And I love that it came out with the Page of Pentacles too, because the Page of Pentacles is all about, it's like using your ideas to bring to tangible reality. So there's some sort of poetic nature to this five of shells devil energy, the resurfacing of these old wounds, because there's, you can use it in an energetic way. You can use that energy to transmute it in some way that's then going to help align you more towards your authentic path, towards that divine inspiration, towards your ultimate success there. Yeah. And I love the little keywords on this five of shells card too, because it does say readjustment, and that's what it's offering. It's saying don't allow yourself to look down and be bogged down by, in the Rider Waite deck, the Five of Cups is this guy. He's in a black cloak. He's really sad. It's like cloudy and rainy outside. And he's really sad because he's looking at these three cups that have spilt over. He's like, oh no, my cups, they're emptied. What am I going to do now? And he's so distraught looking at these cups when right behind him, right before he crosses a bridge, there are two more cups that are filled and just waiting for him to acknowledge them. And that's what that energy is. It's like, it's a shift in perspective. It's recognizing that these old wounds are appearing not as a punishment and not as a, oh, of course this is happening to me because everything in my life is bad, blah blah blah. Like, that's what, I'm not laughing at that mindset, but it is kind of funny because it's like, it's just that if you're somebody that's used to having bad things happen, again, shift your mindset and recognize, oh, maybe I fell down the stairs here because if I would have gone down the stairs and gotten in my car, I would have gotten in a car accident that would have been way worse than the sprained ankle I got from falling down the stairs. Recognize that things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And even if they do seem inconvenient at the time, there's always a deeper reason why this inconvenient thing is happening. And oftentimes it really is just the acknowledgement of maybe I need to shift. Maybe I need to pivot. I'm being plagued by these inconveniences because where I am is not aligned with who I am. Because when you're in alignment, things flow. When you're in alignment, there's gratitude, even for those inconveniences, even for the perceived letdowns, even for all of it. There's always gratitude because it's like, this thing is leaving my life because it wasn't meant to be in my life, and that's fine. And that's that mindset I think you're going to have to really tap into in the month of September. Really, really tap into in the month of September. Are there more cards that want to come out? It's a very specific message because I feel like I've been shuffling so long for this whole reading. Besides the very beginning when those first couple cards jumped out, again, it was immediate. Immediately they jumped out. But I feel like there's very specific cards that want to come out in a specific way, and that's why it's taking so long. I'll give it 5 more shuffles and then I'll pull. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, well, it's on the bottom. The sun on the bottom of the deck with the hummingbird. Talk about authenticity. Talk about an invitation to tap into your own divine nature. So that's what's waiting for you on the other side of these emotional triggers. And then the emperor was under the sun. That's what's waiting for you on the other side of these emotional triggers. It's you learning how to navigate these emotional wounds that were likely left unfelt, were likely left stagnant in your body for a long time, which is why they're reappearing now. And then Knight of Swords underneath the Emperor. They're reappearing so you can become a master of your own mentality. You can become a master of the habits that you have within yourself. You have this new sense of stability and focus and knowing that you stand in your power, and your power is your feeling. Your power is your connection to your emotions. Your power is your sensitivity. Your power is your authenticity in all flavors, in every way it comes, because authenticity isn't just the shining brightness. Authenticity is also the pain you feel and the sorrows, and it's not hiding from those pains and sorrows because you think you have to put on a brave face. Authenticity is being seen and felt and held in every aspect of your being. And the more authentic you are with yourself and with others, the more you align with opportunities that connect you to that authentic path, that open you up to divine inspiration, that will ignite the path forward. And then Nine of Wands reverse. Get out of your head about it, though. You need to get out of your head about it, and that's what's tricky. It's you're moving through these old triggers to become a master of your mindset, but at the same time, you can't be in your head to you can't be in your head to become a master of your mind. You need to be separate. You need to view it from like an observer point of view. It's like the teacher and the student. They're not the same person. That's, I guess, good teachers are always students. So let me rephrase that. Your teacher that you're learning a specific subject from is not going to be the student that's alongside of you learning that same subject. So if you're trying to master your mind, if you're trying to learn of all the intricacies, you can't be sat in your mind. You need to move your energy and your focus to your body and recognize how your mind is responding and conjuring up all of these different, I can't even say feelings because they're not technically feelings, that they're thought forms that may feel like feelings because they're triggering different sensations in your body that were left unfelt. But the mind is not the center of the feelings. The mind is just an amplifier for the things that we're not feeling in our bodies as a way to say, hey, this is lighting up because we never felt through this from 7 years ago, etc. So use the month of September as an invitation to let your mind move to the passenger seat, connect to your heart. When these old triggers come up, recognize that it's bringing a sense of karmic justice so you are able to feel through any remaining stagnant energies that were left unfelt from when these triggers were first established. Recognize the knee jerk reactions towards those self destructive feelings and tendencies in response to these triggers so you can make the unconscious conscious, bring those triggers to your awareness so you can finally say thank you for protecting me back then, but I don't need you now. This is just additional baggage that I don't have hands to carry this in my path forward towards my abundance. Use this power and this focus to reconnect with yourself, to reconnect with your joy and your authenticity, to become a master of your mindset, and use that ambition to charge forward towards that 10 of Pentacles that's awaiting you through that authentic connection with yourself in the divine realms beyond you. Then we also had the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck when the 9 of Wands came out. What? Why does this? I feel every single Cancer reading this falls down. Sorry about that. I tried to pull it up. The whole thing fell down. I had to fix it and edit it out. But just to finish off here, 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Cups and started with 10 of Pentacles, ending with 10 of Cups. There is an emotional fulfillment that you will feel by reintroducing yourself to your own being, reintroducing yourself to your triggers so you can feel through those triggers, acknowledge them, send thanks to them, and release them. Feel through them so you're not so bogged down by them anymore. I don't know if you can see the symbolism there, but it is the pelican. And your ability to feel through those emotions and become a master. And the Queen of Cups underneath the 10. Oh my God. And then the Ace underneath the Queen. Like, so we have the Ace, the 10, the Queen, and the Page of Cups. And the 5, but the 5 was just a reminder of don't focus on the negative. Don't be so pessimistic with your energy because there's only goodness with every single thing that comes to you. So Cancer, use this month of September to really reconnect with your emotions. Use this month to acknowledge the emotions that went unfelt, whether from last week, last year, a decade ago, from your childhood. It's really an invitation to open yourself up to yourself so you can feel through any lingering feelings that are emerging and release them because your path forward is a path of success. It's a path of abundance. It's a path of divinity and it's awaiting you, but you cannot bring this added baggage forward. You cannot bring these unresourceful habits. You cannot bear the weight of your own world that you didn't want to feel before and walk a stable path forward. It's September is the time to acknowledge and release it all. So you're light and free and authentic, and you just are connecting with your own innocence and joy and curiosity for the world as you move forward with the sun. This was a gorgeous reading, Cancer. I love you guys so much. And I have 3 Cancer placements, so I know the depth of the emotions. I know how difficult it can be to really feel rather than just see them and be like, no, put them behind the curtain. We'll deal with it later. And then, until it's forced to come back out, it doesn't. There is so much more strength in taking your power back from yourself, from your emotions that were left unfelt. And once you do that, you realize there was nothing to be scared of in the first place. This September is going to be transformative for you. Transformative. And all it takes is you connecting with your authenticity, your emotional self, and your guides, your ancestors, the people beyond what we can see that are here to protect you on your journey as well. I believe in you guys, and I love you guys so much. Happy September.